You should be aware that Fright Fest is right around the corner, awaiting just like the ghouls, goblins, and clowns are lurking around the corner during spooky season. I have some juicy Fright Fest updates, more so in particular Fright Fest at Six Flags Over Georgia, that include a couple new haunted houses, including a major new one, change with scare zones, and a new layout on how and where the Fright Fest activities will be located at the park. Let's take a moment to dive into these exclusive details, and with that being said, let me explain. Fright Fest this year will be a tad bit different. This year in 2023, Six Flags Over Georgia will be split in half for Fright Fest, Boo Fest, and Oktoberfest. Allow me to explain. Boo Fest and Oktoberfest will take place from Twisted Cyclone to Monster Mansion, that area in between, while from Scorcher all the way down to Pandemonium, the Scream Punk section of the park, will be located and reserved for Fright Fest, the frightening activities, while the other side that I mentioned from Twisted Cyclone all the way to Monster Mansion will be reserved for family-friendly activities, with the two in particular, Oktoberfest and Boo Fest. But for Boo Fest, it'll be returning for its second year, and Oktoberfest will be sharing its space at the same time, which it will be the inaugural year for Oktoberfest at Six Flags Over Georgia, which will feature German-inspired foods with craft and seasonal beers. But as mentioned, happening on the other half of the park from Scorcher all the way to Pandemonium, it will be infested with zombies, cobwebs, nightmarish clowns, and trolls under the bridge. Yes indeed, Fright Fest will all take place on that side of the park. This year will be really interesting because Six Flags has just announced that for some of their parks, that including Six Flags Over Georgia, that they are going to be bringing in major IPs for the upcoming Fright Fest season event. That including Six Flags Over Georgia, that for the first time in years and maybe even decades, that they are going to be bringing in major IPs for this upcoming Fright Fest event at Six Flags. But this is huge for Six Flags because people have been wanting huge changes to Six Flags moneymaker, which is Fright Fest, while Universal Studios holds the rights to a lot of other major and awesome IPs such as Stranger Things, Chucky, and introducing this year, The Last of Us, and so many more. But Six Flags has often gone to the homegrown approach where they take the generically scary ideas and tropes and create in-house haunted houses and scare mazes. Six Flags once hosted major IPs from the likes of Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street, where Freddy Krueger being the entertainment chairman, somewhat like how Horror Nights at Universal Studios has their main characters for each year. Six Flags Magic Mountain is getting blessed, and I use blessed very lightly in this scenario because they are getting blessed with two major IPs coming to their Fright Fest event this year. One being The Conjuring, which from my understanding only they are getting that house, while a few others, that including Six Flags Over Georgia, are getting the Saw 10 house just like Magic Mountain is. I'm a huge fan of the Saw series, of how simple the first one was, all the way to even how progressively wacky yet creative 2 through 9 got, even with the one featuring New Kids on the Block singer and Mark Wahlberg's older brother, Donnie Wahlberg, and Megan Good was in that too as well. By the way, I do hope that they transform Strutters into like a Fright Fest taste fest thing happening there inside of that restaurant. That was pretty cool last year. But anywho, before wrapping on this video, I wanted to shine light on passes. There are two passes we need to focus on here today, and that being the Haunted Attractions Pass. See, so Fright Fest itself is a free event along with the scare zones, as long as of course you have admission to the park. But to venture into the dark depths of the haunted houses, you'll need a separate admission for that, or separate ticket rather. The Haunted Attractions Pass will run you $20 before taxes and $21.20 online with taxes. Again, this is all for Six Flags Over Georgia, that is. Now with the next pass goes deeper and is honestly optional, but I personally would recommend it. But there is also an Express Haunted Attractions Pass. This will pretty much get you to the front of the lines to all of the haunted houses. Look at it as if it is a flash pass for haunted houses at Fright Fest. This will run you $40 before taxes and $42.40 online with taxes. A pretty cool thing that I've seen other parks do is like a Fright Pass, where you pay one rather large sum of money and it acts as a Halloween event season pass, where it is a pass that'll get you into haunted houses throughout the entirety of the Fright Fest event for that season, which they have just that. That being the Season of Scares Pass will run you $99 before taxes and $104.94 online with taxes. And the reason I am also saying online with taxes is because you'll also be able to buy these tickets to the houses and whatnot in person at the park, and they sometimes vary with the pricing, where sometimes it does benefit you to purchase online in advance because it does save you $1 or $2. But nonetheless, I am beyond beyond excited for Fright Fest and to get ready for the 2023 Fright Fest season, be sure to check out these videos from the last 2 Fright Fest seasons at Six Flags Over Georgia, that including full in-house POVs of all of the haunted houses and all of the scare zones.